Welcome to The Hidden Ingredient, where we sit at the table for slow conversations that reveal the moments that shape who we become. So pull up a chair and let's get to it. Welcome everyone back to The Hidden Ingredient. Today's episode is with someone who has played a huge role in my journey recently, my friend and my business partner, Cristina. And what's interesting about our connection is that it almost feels like fate. It feels like it was definitely divine intervention. We worked together, and then one day she mentioned wanting to start a side hustle. And I looked over, I was like, girl, what you talking about? Like, I have a business that I'm trying to get off the ground. And then she didn't even think twice. She was like, let's do it. Let's do it. And since then, she's been one of the biggest catalysts of me getting back into podcasting, because I wasn't even thinking about that before you either. I was just like, that's just going to be a part of my past. And beyond being ambitious and like driven, Cristina has been someone who creates like a safe space for me in a lot of different realms that we play in. And so I'm excited to talk about her journey as a mom, as a business partner, and someone navigating life with a child who has autism. So before we dive in, I want to talk about our word of the day. Today's word is autism, because I feel like a lot of people don't know the definition. Like, people run around, yeah, I have a little touch, I'm on the spectrum, because it's like a kind of a kitschy thing to say now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, like it's just the excuse sometimes for bad behavior.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And so the actual definition is it's a lifelong neurological and developmental condition that affects how people communicate, behave, interact, and learn. It exists on a spectrum, meaning experiences can range from mild to severe. And many individuals may have restricted interests, which I thought was interesting, repetitive behaviors, or sensory sensitivities. It can be diagnosed at any age through behavioral observation, and it affects roughly 1 in 127 people. So if you claiming you have autism, it's 1 in 127. So relax and go get tested.
Yeah.
But just wanted to ground the conversation because knowledge is power, people. But before we dive into everything else, I want to say welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
excited.
Yeah, like you entering into my life has been huge. It's been huge. Like, I have been a person that has been a dreamer and like, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And execution has been all on me. And it felt like it's supposed to all be on me. Yeah. And then you entered the space and it was like, oh my God, this is what business is like. This is what it's supposed to be like.
It's funny you say that because I don't know. I feel like you're a natural executioner and it's just easy working side by side with you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
girl, I'll be in my head. Yeah. Like yesterday when we were talking about the product list and I was like going over it and over it and over again. And then you put everything together and I didn't look back at it like after.
Oh,
because I was like, she's got it. I'm going to let this one go. Even though I was like, I didn't like what I put together. And then yesterday I was sitting and I looked at the product list and I was like, oh, I kind of like this view. It's super easy to read.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing I would add is images. And I like how it was broke down by room. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's funny because I actually overthought it too.
Oh, yeah?
And then when you said you were overthinking it, just send it. And I was like, you know what? We'll perfect this later.
Exactly. Because we're in a constant state of revision.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
I have faith. Both of us we play off of each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
And if one's thinking it, the other one says it. And then we're like, and we just keep moving.
Yeah.
That's why we work so well together.
I'm so grateful for you. Because like, even when you sent me the voice note and you was like, you're all over the place. I was like, I am. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. And then I did, and I handed it to you, and you were like, and then you put it all together, and I had peace immediately. Because you don't know how worked up I was. Because I'm like doing this project for someone else who I consider like a business partner.
Yeah.
And I want him to have a really good product, and I'm stressing over it. And then I gave it to you, and I was able to relax.
Yeah. But you want to know what the funny thing is? Working with you and the things that we do in our business. I know it's so cliche to say, but people always say, when you do the things you like, it don't feel like work.
Yeah.
So I started working on this stuff after work. And I think I worked on it for like 3 or 4 hours. And I was like, oh, that went by so fast.
Right.
And I enjoyed what I was doing.
Yes.
I had some questions, so I had to call you.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I was like, and then I felt so accomplished.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I like this.
It's a giddy, right?
I was like, oh, and then we get to send, and I don't know. It just didn't feel like work. And so I think that's why I enjoy working with you so much and all the things you do. Because really, I'm just doing like the project management type stuff.
The thing you like to do.
And I like doing that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I worked for a long time after work, but it just didn't feel like work.
And that's what I was telling you a few weeks ago. Like, where are you finding this time? Or maybe I was telling someone else, when I get home and we work on this stuff, it don't feel like work.
No.
And I just, for some reason, I'm revived. I have like just a little bit more energy to get that thing done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it gets done.
Yeah. And we're getting paid to do that.
We're getting paid.
We're getting paid to do the things that we love, which is kind of crazy. But
and so
very thankful and grateful that you brought me in, to be honest with you, even though it's just a conversation in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as grateful as you are to me, I am so like vice versa grateful for you bringing me in, because I'm always such a like, oh, I can help execute. And like, you just have the vision and let's go do it. So I appreciate you.
Someone reached out and was like, I want an appointment. And I was like, oh, great. Can I get your information? The project manager, Cristina, she's going to reach out to you and we're going to get you set up. And they were like, excuse me? A project? They were like, you fancy. And I was like, yeah, we have business.
We're professional.
We are professional.
Although people listening to this will probably be like, are they professional?
Just know we're going to be professional. Like, it's going to be an airtight situation. Hopefully things happen.
Yeah. That doesn't mean you can't have fun in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Because to me, this is fun. We're getting to step into people's homes.
Yeah.
And just bring it to life. It feels like we're breathing life into people's homes. That's what I think. Like, at first I was a little self-conscious about, this doesn't look like the magazine, but it looks like what the homeowner wanted it to look like.
Yeah. And every time you come back and the clients are like so happy, you get so surprised. And I'm like, but have you seen your work? Do you not see what I see?
You be telling me that all the time.
Our clients get so excited and elated whenever they see the renderings that Jessica like presents to them. And she's like, oh, is it good? I'm like, it's amazing.
I know you say that, but I just be so critical. Like, how I'm at work. It's just like, did we do this right? And I'm moving like lines on PowerPoints that don't really matter.
Yeah.
But that's how, yeah. And I just think that's why God gives people different skills. Like, it drives me nuts if something is not,
I know.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Because I think I see the larger picture and you just see what's in front of you, but it's like, it'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got the point across. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And that's what I've been appreciating the most about this relationship. Like, I need someone to say, no, this is good. Like, step back and look at the whole picture. Look how when I messaged you and was like, we got 3 clients.
Yes.
How did that feel?
I was words. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Every month when you say, we got another client, I'm like, we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. But I also thought in my just organizing my, okay, 3 clients. She told me the most she can do is 4. So we can take one more on and that's it.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
when I said 3, I was thinking, dang, what did I say my limit was? Because even the projects that are coming, I was like, surely they're not going to actually schedule. And then I saw someone say, yeah, Saturday at noon works. I was like,
yeah. Yeah. We've been doing this for, I don't know, I guess June will be a year.
Mhm.
You still act like you don't know that you're in business. That's okay. I'm here to remind everyone.
Yes. And so I'm thankful. So let me back out for a second. How would you describe yourself to someone who's meeting you for the first time?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that. But my oldest son always asks me questions like this. My 10-year-old, like, Mom, if you were to say 3 attributes about yourself that you like.
Yes.
So this is a similar thing. I would say I'm a very thoughtful and intentional person.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't always like that. So I'm a Leo. But I think motherhood has taught me that to be more thoughtful and intentional. I think when I was younger, I had it in me. Mm-hmm. But as I've gotten older, I think just being more thoughtful of others, everyone around me, just making sure everyone's good, but then also making sure I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I knew you for 4 months before my birthday came. Mm-hmm. And I don't expect anybody at that office to do anything for me for my birthday. And I think I might have been talking on the phone with my cousin or something because we share a birthday. And then you hit that corner with them balloons. And when I was like, what? What is this? This is, and your oldest picked out like a travel case for me for my accessories because I was always traveling. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is so kind. This is so kind. I carried that travel case, both of them, everywhere. Like they are my jewelry cases because they fit so perfectly in everything, no matter how short or long the trip is. And I think I appreciate that about you the most. Mm-hmm. It's nice. It makes me want to think that intentionally about other people too.
Yeah. I just like making people that I care about anyways feel special. Because even in the short period amount of time, like I think we met, and I think it was probably a month or 2 when I realized, oh, she is a fantastic person, a caring person.
Really? Oh my God, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. I think our first meeting was probably awkward. You probably didn't know what was what because people don't know, it's kind of got thrown together at work. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just Christina's on this team now. No,
it was like a smashing of situations.
Yeah.
Because we work at a place where every day is unpredictable.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I kind of, within the first month or so, I was like, oh, I can talk to her. Not just like, oh, let's do this at work or let's do that. No, it was beyond that. Like we can talk for long time. And I was like, oh, heaven, this is great. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think early on I realized this is more than just a coworker. Mm-hmm. So I just want to make you feel special on your birthday. I love birthdays.
Yeah. And then this past birthday, when I tell you we mowed through those cupcakes when I brought them home, I mean, and the balloons, I kept the balloons up all month.
Of course.
Yeah, I had them up all month. And I keep my balloons. I actually deflate them, fold them up, and put them in my keepsake boxes.
Oh, I love that.
Because I feel like if someone is intentional enough to step in and say, I see you on your birthday, I just want to honor that by keeping it because some people don't have people like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you, friend. And yeah, this has been great. So I remember the moment you pulled me aside and told me you wanted to start a business because I was deep in thought about what I was going to do next. Like you caught me at, the point where on a graph where two things meet, like in order for something to work, this has to happen and this has to happen.
Yep.
What do they call that? Is it
an intersection?
Yes, but I think it's called like equilibrium or y'all. There's a point though. It's two things have to meet in order for.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the
girl, that's gonna drive me nuts. So I'm gonna look it up. But my question was, what made you want to branch out and start like something on your own?
To be honest with you, like I've always had thoughts of doing different things in life. But you know how there's just certain people in your life who can be the naysayers and like, nah, you can't do that. You got to keep on this path. Mm-hmm. You're good. You're in corporate America. You're living the life. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You want to go do something else? Mm-hmm. I've always had like the creative juices flowing, if you will. And you always talked about doing more than just the corporate America stuff. Mm-hmm. And you're always doing stuff on the side. And I was like, Jacy looks like someone who'd be up for anything. Mm-hmm. Let me go talk to her. Mm-hmm. Let's see what she says. And so when I did, I was like, I was not expecting the response I got, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? Because I thought somebody was going to be like, I actually put in my 2 weeks today. That's what I thought that meeting was going to be about.
Oh, God, no.
Because you were insisting. He was like, me and such want to have a conversation. And I was like, oh, my God, what broke? Because we usually have to have little powwows because somebody did something stupid.
Yeah, no. I knew you would be perceptive to it. I just didn't know it was going to move as fast as it did. I thought it was just going to be like, yeah, let's talk about it. And then it was like, oh, I actually asked God today to show me the way. And this is the way. So let's go. And I was like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. He said I was driving into work and thinking about, God, how am I going to make this happen? I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but you show me. And so when we walked into that room, I'm going to cry. When we walked into that room and we started talking, you're like, okay, God, you're showing me the way. And I was like, oh God, okay. Well, here, if God's showing her the way, then we gotta do this. So yeah.
Oh my God, Cristina, that's exactly what happens. I remember driving in and I was thinking, Lord, you told me you're like giving me this fire in my stomach for this thing. Mm-hmm. I can't do it all by myself. Mm-hmm. What the hell are we supposed to do next? And then you guys came and oh my God, I'm so thankful you remembered that.
Yeah.
Because you do you be like, mark my words. We're going to have this, this, and this. And I think I need to start writing it down.
Yeah, I write everything down. Jacy's told me all these big dreams she wants for this business. And I just write everything down because I know it's going to come true. And she's scared, but I'm not scared.
You don't.
I'm not scared.
Why? Why do you not have that?
I'm not scared because between how I just hustle and work so hard and I see you double down and doing the same, and I got kids and I got time to do it. Yeah. I ain't got no kids. Ooh, this girl's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my goodness.
Like nonstop. So if I got the time to do it and I got a full schedule, I know you're just doubling down and I'm getting texts from you at 1:00 in the morning. Oh, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I just can't stop, Cristina. And I'm like, and I get it the next day. But I'm like, see what I'm saying? Like, I just know between my energy and your energy, like, we're going to get there. And so anytime you have these like big lavish dreams of like, oh, we're going to get sponsored by this, like big chain or and I'm like, yeah, this is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. We're building our path towards it. And I'm not scared. So
I think I needed everything that you have. Like everything that's like hardwired into you. I needed that because I'm like, somebody needed to tell me because I can pray. I can talk to God about what's next. But he definitely puts people in position and gives them the word. And then they'll say it. And I'm like, I understand that was from you, God. And I have a peace about it. And then we run. Like when we were talking about the interior design class. And you were just like, oh, well, we've made enough money. Just use the money.
Yeah.
Right? This class, so good. I did my first one last week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh my God, this is the piece of my confidence I've been missing with the design work.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Even the instructor has days, we have field trips with her.
Oh,
Yes.
that's amazing. That's good for you.
Yes.
You like the hands-on stuff.
Yes. We have a design center day. And honestly, I think you can come with me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's $16. And it's a showroom and they explain how to stage rooms. Right? Isn't that what we needed?
See, it's the little things that get us excited.
I was like,
I love that.
So excited. She's like in our class, she's like showing us pictures and she'll say, what's wrong with this design?
Oh.
Yes, it's like that. It's so helpful that I've only been in it one day. I only spent 2 hours in it and it's only once a week.
Wow. I just think how that's like you already have a really good mind and a good like eye for design.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to elevate you even more.
Yeah, like what happens when you refined your craft?
Mm-hmm.
Because you just love it already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm getting things wrong. Like the picture will come up and she'll say, what's wrong with this design? I'm like, is it because the lamp and the picture intersect? What's wrong? And then someone will be like, the chair is the chair. And you're like, no, it is not the picture. It is indeed the chair. And then she's just got this Southern Martha Stewartness about her. It's wonderful. But I know that was a bit of an aside, but yeah, what we're doing, everybody's going to be able to eat off of it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So since stepping into this space, like really leaning in, how has it changed you personally, professionally?
Personally, I just think working with you, I think has, I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, just a little bit,
just a little,
has shown me that there are still good people out there in the world.
Oh, really? Were you feeling like there wasn't?
Yeah. You know, you just get jaded as you get older. It's just part of life.
Mm-hmm.
And to find someone you that's still so full of life. And I feel like life isn't jading you too much. And you still have and I mean, you're not that much younger than me.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
But you've had like life situations happen to you and you still have a good, like, you lead with kindness, like I've told you before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, there is still good people with good intentions out there.
Mm.
And so I think that's what I've learned. And then from like a personal side, and then from a professional side, I've learned that my abilities and the skills that I have are needed.
They're valuable. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever I come to the table with, you appreciate. So it makes me, I'm like, oh, I am smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do have a master's degree. However,
yeah,
I don't always feel that because I'm running around chasing kids. But like, I feel it's funny because like, even at work, I just like, okay, I'm doing the work. We're doing what we need to do. But like when we do the stuff for our business, I feel like a real professional. Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel like we're just on a different level.
Mm-hmm. I don't know either because I have the same sentiment. It feels like I feel like working at the company we work at gives us credibility, right?
Yeah.
But they make us feel so small in there sometimes. Like you're just this. And your job is only that. You can't be in this meeting. Only these people can be in this meeting. We're going to talk about this thing together because I'm trying to work through why I feel this way too.
Yeah.
And then we get out and we start our own thing. And then we start handling the paperwork and building the websites and the email templates and having conversations with customers that we can keep. And then we go into our real job, like our main job. And we're like, why are they having bad conversations with customers?
Yeah.
Or don't they know that they should be filling out this document in order to do this thing?
Yeah.
Like when we started working and you were like talking about legal documents as we were working through like major acquisitions or whatever, or like contracts.
Yeah.
And then we were doing that same thing for ourselves. Maybe just doing it for ourselves is like cooking a meal for yourself that you thought you could only eat at the restaurant.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, like you sit down at the restaurant and they made something that you're like, this is delicious. And then you go home and realize it's only 4 ingredients.
And I can do it better.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'll cook it slower. I'll cook it exactly like I like it. And it was cheaper.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't thought about it like that. I love it.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's so empowering.
That's true, because we really didn't have anything to compare it to. And now that we do, we're like, this isn't it.
Mm-hmm. This isn't it. Because we're not making nearly as much as we could if we had all of the time.
That's true.
But the stuff that's coming in, we're like, when stuff comes in and people actually pay the invoice, I'd be so surprised.
Okay. I don't know why she's surprised. Because we have so many happy clients.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why she's surprised.
Because I'm just like, dang, I recognize that we have a portfolio.
Yeah.
I recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not prepared. It's not prepared. Like, it's not on a website yet. It's sort of on the social media. And then somebody still pays us in real money.
Yeah.
Not monopoly money. I like and say is like, thank you, God.
Yeah.
You're going to fund the things that you want us to do.
That is true.
So let's get it.
Yeah. Got us here this far.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, this has been a journey. I can't even say I'm grateful enough, because I can personally see what it's doing for people. Like, you're not as connected to the customer.
Yeah.
So when they start working on it and I see how enthused they are about the work that they're doing and satisfied with their work,
yep,
in the same way that we're satisfied with working,
yeah,
it feels like we're helping other people be great.
Oh, yeah. Especially when they get so excited when they see the final product. They get so excited. And you know what the funny thing is? They still got to go and execute.
Yes.
And they're still excited. Mm-hmm. And then they get more excited when they actually execute.
Yes.
And I think that's the fun part for me, is seeing it come to life. And I think that's where we have the like giddy moments of like little kids like, they're actually doing it. Like, you know, when we see it on Instagram or we see it on, whatever platform.
Yeah.
Did you see this? Did you see that? It's fun. I love it. That's, I think, a kind of full circle moment for us when we actually see it come to life. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. So,
because I'd be like, so you believe me? It's like, you trust me enough to do this? Because to your point earlier, like, it's really difficult. I guess we have a service. It's a business. Mm-hmm. People really want whatever they're buying, and I almost have to accept that the price warrants you need to do this thing. Yeah. If you have me go this far as to designing your home, building a product list, and us managing this with you, you got to really want it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100. I do. Yeah. I agree with that. They're already planning. They had the budget. They just needed the vision. And that's what you provide. And that's what I've told you before. You're providing the vision for them when people just either don't trust, don't see it. But yeah, you provide the vision for them and then they just go and do it.
Yeah. It's just so, like, I know that I had someone help me when I first moved into this house. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing to be true. But when it's you're just like, surely not. Like, surely me?
Yeah, I think hopefully in a year, you're still humble, but you're a little bit more confident.
Yeah. It'll probably help with the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably help. what is it that you have planned next for your own? Because it's not just this that you're working on other things. What plans do you have for your businesses?
I think I'm still working towards, for me, it's what I can do to have a website or some sort of idea of how to centralize, how to bring families together with kids with autism.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's just so much information out there that becomes overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when your child gets diagnosed at no matter what age, there's just so much information out there. It's not centralized. It's just so much. I would just there's so many different apps now that different parents are creating, like how to find your local, families with kids with autism. There's just so many good resources out there, and there's just not a one-stop shop that just centralizes everything and can bring everyone together. I don't care where you are in our country. That is where I want to and maybe that's not a business. It's more of like a help and a service for families. But I don't know. That's just where my heart is.
Yeah.
That's what I have a passion for, like bringing people together because of how I see my youngest son. And he's just such a bright light.
Mm-hmm.
And while maybe other kids don't understand him, maybe other children would. And I've heard that from other mothers too that have kids on the spectrum. And so, I don't know, just bringing the whole community together, no matter where you're at, finding your community, within your local community.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me just say this. I know we're working a lot on settling, but I want us to put the gas down, put the gas on when it comes to that, because I think you're right. People are so surprised when they find a resource that's helpful.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about that, though. Can you tell me about your experience becoming a mom and what motherhood has been like for you overall?
Yeah. So I had my first kiddo in 2016, and man, becoming a mom just changes you in all the ways that you expect and that you don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun in 2016, going through all the ups and downs. And then 2020, when the world fell apart, I had a child. But still trying to keep some sense of normalcy, even though we couldn't go out anywhere, I still made sure he was going to his doctor's appointment. He was meeting his milestones. And so while still have another child that's 4 years old. So it's it's tough. And so I think in 2020, me and my husband did the best that we could. I was working from home. We had a smaller home. So everyone was just,
right up under each other.
Yeah. And having a newborn, that was challenging. But I will say in all the melee of 2020, we did end up moving to a bigger house, which was nice. And it wasn't probably until 2022, once the world had kind of sort of gotten back to normal, that I started noticing some stuff in my youngest son. He had started saying dada, mama earlier in 2022. And by the end of 2022, he just wasn't.
Oh, he just wasn't saying
No,
anything?
he was regressing.
Oh.
And I was like, well, what is going on? What is this? I wasn't really sure what was going on. My husband noticed it. I mean, he was just saying gibberish things.
Oh.
And they always say, don't compare your kids to each other. But how can you not?
Yeah, yeah.
And so my husband's like, well, he's only 2. So I don't know, his next doctor's appointment in 2023, February of 2023, just bring it up, see what they say. Because other than that, I mean, he'd been meeting all his milestones, walking, crawling, it was typical 2-year-old, other than the speech stuff. Even behavior wise, he was right there. So 2023, he's about to be 3 years old. Talked to the doctor, and even as a parent, you kind of know what's going on. But then to hear a doctor say, well, we need to have him evaluated. I think.
Did their voice get deep like that too?
No. But the doctor said, I think we need to evaluate him. He might be on the spectrum of autism. And even though I was expecting it, to hear the doctor say it out loud, it broke my heart.
You were expecting them to say autism?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I had, I mean,
doing all the Googling.
I was already doing all the Google research. I was doing all the things because he was regressing. And so, yeah, it broke my heart. And I think it even broke my heart even more because the doctor did not have good bedside manner.
Yeah.
And I even said, autism, I don't know how that's going to change for my family.
Yeah.
And she just matter of factly said, oh, it's fine. People have autism and live a fine life. Okay, but you have to have a little bit more compassion, especially someone hearing that for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. You think you're just going to raise children, they'll turn 18, they leave.
Yeah.
And that's not the case for some. Like my older brother, he thinks now about the fact that he'll always probably have his son with him.
Yeah. Yeah, me and my husband, we've already come to that realization as well. You don't know what the future holds, but you have that thought in the back of your mind. Like, my son will probably be with us. But yeah, so the doctor just said, yeah, I'll refer you someone so they can go evaluate him.
What does the evaluation look like?
So the evaluate I was kind of like wondering that myself.
Yeah, like you drawing blood? What the hell?
Yeah, like what are they gonna evaluate? So they gave me the name of someone, and because unfortunately there's so many kids on the spectrum nowadays, evaluations take probably about a month or two to even happen.
Oh, really?
Yes. So even when I called, they're like, I called several places because they gave me, just different names, and they were all like a month or two out. And they talked to me about what the evaluation looked like. They were going to ask him questions. They were going to watch him play.
Did you get to see them do this?
Yes. Yes, because he's so young, because he was so young. He was only 3. I got to be in the room. And also the other part of the evaluation is filling out like a book.
Oh, really?
Like just questions for the parents. So they do like an in-person evaluation, and then they take what the parents say, how the child acts at home. And then they put those two together to put like a holistic evaluation. And so it was probably about 2 months after the pediatrician appointment to when he was evaluated. And then it took another 2 months because they're so backed up.
What?
To actually get for the psychologist to actually do the evaluation. Like they're just so backed up. So in all this time, like as a mom, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know, like he's being evaluated. What do I do in the meantime? Like you just have all these questions. Like if he does need help, like it's taking so long to even get him evaluated. Like he needs like speech therapy. He needs, he needs all the therapies.
I want to get started now.
Yes. That is exactly what I was thinking. But I was having to be patient. Me and my husband were having to be patient. And he would ask me, did you hear anything? No, I'll let you know when I hear something.
Yeah, but I want to, what kind of questions were they asking you and him? Like, what were some of the questions on the intake form in the book? And then what were they asking, or like, what were some of the activities he was doing?
So the questions they asked were like, what's his morning routine like? How does he interact with kids? Can he put on a shirt? Can he take off it? Like just questions from just anywhere from where he's at, like the way how he's able to move throughout the day, being able to brush his own teeth, like, and even though he's only 3, like, yes, I'm helping him because he's only 3, but they just wanted to know like how he is physically, how he can move, and then also like how it relates to how does he interact with his sibling, how does he interact with parents, how does he interact with family, how does he interact with mom and dad. And so that can get very lengthy because you're having to go through every single
minutia of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
And then in the actual evaluation, they ask him questions just so they can hear him speak. And I forget what questions they asked him. They're just simple things like, do you like to play with toys? Do you like to do that? That's just like really simple questions. And then also they let him just play on his own. They told me you can play on your own, play with any toy. They would see what he would gravitate towards.
Oh.
And it was interesting because at the time, like even when he played, you could see how his mind worked. Like he would take cars or blocks or whatever it was, and he would line them up like in rows.
Oh.
That's just how
it works.
His mind works. Like everything has to be in rows.
In order.
In order. Yeah.
Or in some sequence that makes sense to him.
Yes. Yeah. So there wasn't a lot of like pretend play. It was, everything was just like, when I play, everything has to be sequential. I'm not going to pretend that this is this. And
because it's not.
Right. Because, so even at a young age, he was already doing that. And I had noticed that at home too. Like patterns were a big thing for him. Things have to be lined up. And he does that still to this day when he plays. Like he has more imaginative play now. But even back then, it was very like, everything has to be in a certain like line, a certain order. And so that's when they let him play on his own. When the like psychologist got near and was trying to play with him, you could tell it was harder for him to listen to what other people were saying. Like, oh, put the car over here, and be like, no, the car doesn't go over there. The car goes over here.
That makes sense because I don't trust that you understand the sequence in my mind.
Yes.
So don't play with me. Yes. You're going to ruin it. And that order brings me peace.
Yes.
Got it.
And so that's why a lot of the time he couldn't play with other kids or his brother because other kids they just want to be disruptive. They're not disruptive, but they just want to play all over the place. And in his mind, it's like
chaos.
Yes. And also things can't be too loud. He likes the calm and the peace. And so when he would be around other kids and other people, if it was too loud, he would start like yelling, like, and put his hands over his ears, like, this is too much. Like he needs to have like emotional regulation. Those were all little things I noticed that, leading up to the diagnosis. So then during the diagnosis, they asked him all the questions and let him play all that. It only lasted about 30 minutes. I was like, oh, that's it.
You took 2 months to diagnose, like to evaluate my kid for 30 minutes. If y'all don't get y'all shit together.
Yeah. And so 2 months later, after we got the diagnosis, a psychologist set up time with me. And me and my husband, and went through it and walked us through. And it was a virtual session, so we can do it at home. This is the time. I think after COVID, everything felt like a virtual. But she set up time to walk us through like what it was, because she sent us all the documentation and said, I'm going to walk you through what all of it means. And I was like, yeah, because I have questions. I mean, it was a lot, a lot. And she basically explained he is on the spectrum, which I had already kind of anticipated. There's 3 levels. There's the first level, which is very severe, will always need help, will always require some assistance in life. There's level 2, which will require some help, but can be independent. And then there's level 3, which is you can live with it, but you can be fully independent.
Okay.
And so she explained to us, I'm going to rate him at a level 2 because he's 3. She said it might change as he gets older, but in order for insurance to pay for your speech therapy, for all the different therapies he's going to need,
he can't be at 3.
Yeah.
He's got to be at 1 to get the support. But all of them need a little bit of support.
And that's why she rated him a 2 and not a 1. She said, because he's too young. I don't know what I don't know, but from what she's like, well, from what I'm seeing, and then the like intake form, like that you filled out, like putting those 2 together makes me think he's at a 2. He needs some help.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, okay, this is great. I have a plan now.
Right.
Like I know what,
I can get the medicine. That's like how I feel when I'm sick. And
so you're like, okay, this is great. And then I looked at all the therapies he was going to have to take. And then I got overwhelmed again.
Oh, yeah. What else it wasn't just speech therapy?
So he had to do speech therapy. He had to do occupational therapy, because one of the questions they ask is about how he eats. And he was a really, really picky eater. also he had sensory issues. Like his hands can be dirty. His hand, like they always had to be clean. He like just certain textures he couldn't touch, certain textures he couldn't have in his mouth, like just all those things. So occupational therapy would help him with that. Just being okay around different environments, loud environments. Because sometimes there's things you can't control, like environment, like you just can't. And so that was what occupational therapy. And then there's ABA, which is for behavioral therapy, because by that point, it had already been like 4 months since the initial like conversation with the pediatrician. He had started having some behavioral issues, like meltdowns, like big time meltdowns. So ABA is behavioral like therapy. So speech and occupational, that's fine. There's nothing controversial about it. Let's do that.
But behavior, you're teaching my kid what's right and wrong?
Yeah, that's a very, in the autistic like world or community, I would say it's a very touchy subject.
Yeah, I can see that.
Very controversial. Some parents, yes, let's do it. And some parents, no, because you can either send your child somewhere where they actually do the therapy all day long with them, or you can have someone come into your world, your home, for 8 hours a day.
Oof.
And so when I started researching it, me and my husband were like, either way, like we just didn't, for us, it just felt like it wasn't right. And I had a lot of moms different moms that I talked to that were just like, yeah, ABA, it's either for your family or it's not. And so I decided, okay, well, let's go with speech and occupational. So then you have to go through the, like, okay, well, what does my insurance accept? Like, what does my insurance pay for? Because these therapies are like hundreds of dollars a session.
A session?
Yes.
Y'all don't have enough money just from the sheer abundance of children that need this kind of support?
And not all therapies cover everything. So I had to go back to the doctor and be like, okay, this is what the psychologist said that he needs. We're going to go with the speech and the occupational. Give me places, locations that I can take him nearby that will accept my insurance. They gave me several places. I called. Everyone has a waiting list.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has a waiting list. I'm like, we waited 4 months. And then I got to wait some more time. In the meantime, my child is not getting the help he needs. You don't know how much anxiety I had. And I was actually talking to my therapist at the time. She said, you need a community. You need someone to talk to because you're going to just spiral.
Yeah.
And so I had
Is this when you like really leaned into therapy for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know how I would have gone through it. Like nobody I knew had a child that was on the spectrum.
Okay.
At the time, from like that had a small child. Because my sister has a son, but he's a lot older, and I would say is like a 3. Very like self-functioning, like he's on the spectrum just a little bit. I just didn't have anyone that I could just really talk through. And so my therapist, she was kind enough to find me a community.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it wasn't anybody in person. It was like a Facebook community.
Oh, okay.
And so I just started reading the different posts and threads. And I was like, oh, you think that way too? Like you're going through that way too. And I think one of the moms that I connected with, she actually, because I said, I'm really struggling. It's going to be probably another 2 or 3 months before I can even get him into speech therapy. Because that's the biggest thing I want to get him. I want to hear his voice. He is having meltdowns because he couldn't communicate with us. He didn't know how to tell us what he wanted. And one of the things that she told me stuck with me and still sticks with me today is she said, no matter what part of the journey you're in, whether he's getting help or he's not, love your child and embrace the age that he's in. And I was like, oh man, I love that. Because I was so worried about what he needed. I wasn't present. She's like, because he's still going to do things that a 3-year-old does.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're trying to discern if this is this or if it's that.
Yes.
Trying to fix him.
Yes.
Mhm.
She said, you're going to be so busy trying to fix him and try to find the right things for him. You're going to forget the little moments because he's still your son. You still want to go out and do things with him. Live your normal life. She said, the therapies, everything else will come.
Yeah.
Just love him where he's at right now. And I was like,
thank you, lady.
Yeah.
Thank you, little fairy.
Yeah. And she said, she actually told me, she said, that is one thing she wished somebody would have told her in the beginning because she worried so much about her daughter that she never took the time to appreciate where her daughter was at because she was so worried. Was her daughter going to get the, yeah. Because you know what? You're advocating for your kid.
Yeah.
They're going to get the help they need. You're working hard to get your kid what they need. They'll get what they need. Don't worry about it. Love your child where they're at. And so I think in all the ages that he's been, that's the biggest thing that I've taken away is no matter if he's throwing a tantrum, it's like, I don't know if it's because if it's autism. I don't know if it's because he's being a 4 or 5-year-old.
Yes. Yes. We're going to address the tantrum. Yeah.
So I got myself a community in the meantime of him not having like the therapies. So from the time he was diagnosed, got in a waiting list, it was probably about like 2 months. I got tired of waiting. So then I started calling around to places where my doctors had not even given me like, referred me. I just started calling around because I was like, I'm tired of waiting. There is some place I can go to. And I started looking for the best places in my local area. And I just started picking up the phone. Some said yes, some said no. And I was like, okay, the probably second or third phone call I made, they're like, oh, yeah, we can take you. Just fill out the form. I was like, but you guys are supposed to always be full. Like you guys are not, you guys are, but yeah, we just had an opening. And I was like, you just happen to have an opening? And they're like, yeah, we just happen to have an opening for speech. Occupational we'll have in like 2 months.
Okay.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. She's like, so I went through all the paperwork. And even that took like about a month to get me in the system, to get me like on a like cadence. And so he started speech therapy in like late September 2023. And then occupational, he started it like probably a month or two after. But even starting, I was like, okay, we're just starting.
Yeah.
It was twice a week, 30 minutes. And at that time in 2023, we already had to start going back to the office. So I had to get special permissions from work because my oldest is also doing like online school. So my husband had to stay with him. So, I mean, we just had to fix our life around to be able to take him to the therapies. And what I found, because once I started meeting a lot of parents when I went to the therapies, what I found is that is not uncommon. Like when you have a child that's on the spectrum that is having to do all the therapies, your life is just going to have to shift around because you're doing all the things that you need to do for your child. And so it brought a sense of like, okay, I'm doing the right things. It's not just me. Other parents are going through the same things. And I think what I also found in talking to some of the other parents is there's no timeline. So all those milestones that you always want your kid to meet, just throw them out the window. Even for your quote unquote normal child, just throw them out because everybody's on their own timeline. And I was like, oh, so if he's going to speech and he's not getting all the things that he needs, that's okay. Just keep going because eventually he'll get there. And because I think I was going for like 2 or 3 months and I just didn't really see a big change. And I was getting frustrated and I was asking all the right questions. And one of the speech therapists that he was seeing, she said, I want you to talk to this mom because I have somebody that's been coming to me, like her son's been coming to me for like 2 years and he's made little progress, but he's made some. And so I talked to her and that's when she told me all the things. And so it just made me realize like he's going to get it on his time.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You just are there to support him. So once he started on his therapy and occupational therapy. Oh, there was even more news.
Really?
Because once he actually started doing speech, we found out that, and it had nothing to do with autism. He has what's called childhood apraxia. That's what it's called.
Okay.
It's when your mind wants to say something, but your motor skills where you speak don't allow you to.
Okay. So like a stutter?
It's not a stutter. It's more of a, you can't pronounce certain letters and sounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So instead of saying red, you say wed.
Oh, okay.
So stuff like that. But you think you're saying red. And so you have to teach. And so I found out that that was part of his speech, is that he has apraxia, and not a lot of kids have apraxia. And it's not been studied much.
Yeah.
So a lot of speech therapists don't
know how to help.
Yeah. But the speech therapist we got, she figured it out pretty quickly. And she sent us to CHOA, Children's Hospital in Atlanta. And they did all the proper diagnosis there with the machines and just like everything. And then they finalized the diagnosis of, he has severe child apraxia. And I was like, oh man. So it was like one more hurdle. Like he doesn't just help like saying the words, like his mind already like
understands.
Yeah, he gets it. He just is like motor skills like aren't getting there. Like so he just needs refinement of speech therapy to say things over and over so he gets it right. And then it wasn't just apraxia that he has.
Really?
It's the way he processes language, understands language in his mind. See, I had to learn all this too with speech therapy. Speech therapy is not just like, oh, you're learning how to speak. It's how you physically say things and then how your mind interprets language. We never have to think about it because, you know, if you've never gone to speech therapy, you don't know, right?
You just learn language and then you interact.
Yeah. So it wasn't just the apraxia. He also, the way he understood language, it's called just salt language. Like
salt?
Just salt. G salt.
Oh, just salt.
Just salt, yeah. And so he doesn't learn language through words. He learns language through phrases.
Oh, like contextual.
Yeah. So like, I'll give you an example. If he was ready to go to bed, instead of saying, I'm ready to go to bed, Mom, if he uses a blue blankie to go to bed every night, he would say, I'm ready for my blue blankie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I had to start learning his words. If he said at the time, he was really attached to Curious George. I don't know why. He really liked Curious George. If he was happy, he'd be like, Curious George, Curious George. And that meant he was happy.
Oh, wow. What an interesting processing.
Yeah. It's just how his...
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just... Yeah. So it was just learning a lot of things. And so I was given a lot of things by the speech therapist. And I was like, I felt so overwhelmed because I was like, okay, my kid... And those two things are not, they're telling me those two things, apraxia, and they're just all like learning, that has nothing to do with autism.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds heavy, Cristina.
And so I'm like, but can it? And they're like, it's not medically tied.
They don't know that yet.
Right. They don't. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so he has autism. He has language, like the way he understands it, the way how he like physically speaks it. I mean, when I tell you I was in doctor's offices like left and right for him the first year, I mean, it was, yeah, we were in there all the time. But I will say, I don't know if it's because of that. Anytime we go to the doctor's office now, he says, I love going to the doctor. I'm not scared of them. He will talk. Of course, now he talks like night and day. Like you can't stop him from talking.
Yes, he is brilliant.
But he loves going to the doctor's offices. He's not afraid. Like my oldest, he doesn't care to go to the doctor's office. Yeah, dentist, pediatrician, anything. He loves going to the doctor's office.
Probably finds it interesting.
Yeah.
If you think about how his mind works in patterns and sequences, it's almost like science. So if I go to the doctor's office, they usually are explaining something very technical or scientific that is probably more interesting than maybe going to the movies.
Yeah. Especially because the way his mind works, like, it's like he sees things that he recognizes. So anytime we go to the doctor's office, he, from the time he was little, like, he would always like to watch like little kid doctor shows and stuff. And they would say the words like stethoscope and, you know, checking your ears and stuff. So when he goes to the doctor's office, he's like, oh, he has a stethoscope. As much as how hard that word is to say, he still says it
perfectly.
Yeah. And he's excited, you know, like, oh, what are they going to check today? You know, like he gets excited because he sees things that he recognizes. So
that's interesting. I think that's what I found the most interesting about kids on the spectrum is I think that it's a different way of thinking, not the wrong way. So, you know, my mom is an elementary school teacher, and some of the parents used to pay her to tutor. And she had a student that was on the spectrum, and I used to tutor him. And I don't remember what subject we were working on. It might have been English. But what I found most fascinating was that he didn't think like me. In the way that he was processing, I wanted to understand why he was thinking that way, because it just seems like a different perspective. It's just a different perspective on what's important. Like for me, I over-index in imagination and joy and all the flowers and sunlight. And it's almost just like an over-index in a different side of the brain.
Yeah.
Because all of the kids that I've interacted with that have been on the spectrum seem to have some sort of superpower that is so interesting to watch them use. Be it they're really like the ones that are sensory, they can immediately detect in the room when there's someone that they don't want to be around.
Yeah.
Like my nephew, I love that he gravitates towards me because to me, that means you think I'm safe. You can immediately detect that I'm safe.
Yeah.
And I like being a safe place for you. I like that when you come to me and you want to put your face on my face, you feel like we're safe. And if you feel like somebody isn't safe or you turn up near somebody, now I'm like, what's wrong with them? Tell me what you think what the issue is. You know, I have been thinking about this for a while now as more and more children have been surfacing as with autism.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be paying attention to? Because it's not like they can't eat, they can't sleep. They don't have deficiencies that cripple them.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't have cancer. Their brain is operating in a new way. And the first thing I'm thinking about is why? Why is the next generation's mind attuned to something different?
Yeah.
What is the universe? What is God trying to expose to us about what's important and what's not?
Yeah. I mean, I will say all the normal, quote unquote, normal things that you care about in your life. And as a parent, all the milestones you want your kids to go through. And I'll give you an example. All of the holidays, all of the birthdays, we just think as milestones like, oh, I'm excited about Easter. I'm excited about Halloween. I'm excited to celebrate your birthday. As a parent, you want to go through all those things with your child. Oh, let's do an egg hunt for, you know, Easter. Like all these just different things. My child could care less about all of them, even his birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, thanks. And so I had to learn that it was okay for him not to care about those things because that's just so inconsequential to him. He has no time. He can't be bothered with things that just aren't important.
Oof. And how did that change the way you feel about things that were important to you or are important to you?
I will say I struggled with it probably the first and second year because I had an older child that still wanted those things. But I had a younger child that could care less. So I had to start saying, as a parent, I'm still going to fulfill my older child's wants and needs. He still wants to do Halloween. He still wants to celebrate his birthday. But when it comes to the younger child, it's okay if he doesn't want to do those things. And at first, I was making him do those things, and he would cry.
Oh.
He would melt down. And then I started realizing, when I started backing out, like me and my husband both started backing out and saying, you know what? If he doesn't want to do it, why are we making him do it? If he doesn't want to celebrate his own damn birthday,
then save the money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, these are just social norms that we've just always done. And so I started to be like, you know what? Okay, he doesn't want to do it. I'll still do it for my older child. He's happy as can be. I just had to be okay with him not wanting to do things. This last year, he, for the very first time on his own, wanted to dress up for Halloween. He actually wanted to do it. And I was like, it almost made that moment feel so good as a parent because I let him just not be involved in other years. So I'm like, oh, now you're starting to really be yourself.
Yeah.
Because
you've decided.
Yeah. Like, okay, this year I've decided it's okay. Yeah, I want to dress up this year, Mom. And even when we went trick-or-treating, we went to 2 or 3 homes, and he was like, okay, I'm done. That's it. And I was like,
I've had enough.
Yeah, I have enough candy. And I was like, okay. So as he's gotten older, he's tells us what he wants. He can communicate. And we don't go past what he wants. We don't make him do anything he doesn't want to. Even as, like, you know, I come from a Hispanic household. So we're a very lovey, touchy, hug, kiss, all of that. Anytime we say hello, goodbye, we're always hugging, kissing, like, hey, how are you? All that. If he doesn't want to, the only thing I ask is you be respectful and you say bye to everyone. The only one he ever goes and hugs, hello and goodbye, usually is my husband's aunt and my sister. Everybody else, he can just say bye. See you later.
Peace.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah. I don't want to make, if you don't want to hug, kiss someone goodbye, that's fine. But you can at least say bye, acknowledge them and say bye. But he always, to my husband's aunt and my sister, always just, even if it's a side hug, has to make sure he
connects with them.
And so, like you were saying with your nephew, I think those are his safe spaces. Not to say anybody else isn't, but I think that's where he finds the comfort and the safety. And, you know, you're going to love me and be the same with me every single time.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you see me and you're okay that I'm different. You don't feel the need to, like, make me flow into anything else. Because that was the next question I was going to ask. Because the most difficult thing I've seen happen is, like, the family accept him for who he is. Because my nephew might be a 1. Like, I think he might be a 1 now that I know the levels. And it's been really difficult for, like, my dad, who's from old world, the 1800s. Nah, he ain't that old. But, you know, they're just used to this. And so sometimes he gets really frustrated when he doesn't behave. And then my younger brother will come in and he'll be like, hey, let's talk about it. And see, my nephew is, he can't speak yet. But he does communicate through, he doesn't know sign language, but it's just a knowing that me and my younger brother have. If I'm just thinking, if I go into a room and I know that I'm the different one, because I know, I can see, I want to sit by the person that is also different. Yeah. Because they're going to let me sit next to them. Yeah. And no, I'm thinking, damn, am I different? Yeah, I'm the loud one. I'm the, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the person in the family that's got something to say. Yeah. But I was personally kind of like, I don't have kids, so I'm a little tense around children. about the having kids, because I do see more kids on the spectrum now. But what this conversation is doing for me is, even if this child is on the spectrum, I'm curious. I know that it'll be difficult for me, but I'm curious what they're supposed to bring to the world that we need to see.
Yeah.
You know, because tell me about who your sister and your husband's sister, who they are.
Well, my husband's aunt, she is just a natural, like, she has a natural motherly instinct, but she never had any kids. But all her nieces and nephews, because she was like, she got married and everything, but she just never was able to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
She just poured into her nieces and nephews, like gave them the world. And like, that's why my husband gravitates towards her, because even though his mom's gone, that's like his second mom. Because like, when I say she poured into them, I mean, she would take my husband, like when he was little, on vacations to Disney, like they would go everywhere together. And so she just loves her family, and she just gives to them so much. And you can feel that. Like, you can just feel that. And she's the oldest too of like, of her siblings. And so, and even when my husband's mom was like sick, she took care of her. She helped her because she only had a son, which is my husband. So she helped take care of her. Like, she's just a caregiver. That's what she is. And so I think my son feels that. And he knows he can just walk into her house and he can own the place. And he does. Yeah. And he does. And she lets him. Yeah. 100% lets him. Just like my husband does. He walks in there and just owns the place. And I'm like,
who are you?
Yeah. Yeah. But then my sister, one, everybody always says, like, we look like twins.
Oh, yeah.
And so for the longest time, I was like, is it because we look alike? Like, because we sound alike? Like, what is it that makes him feel so safe? But I don't know if she just has kids. So she just has that ability of like, she gets so excited when she sees him. And she just opens her arms up and she's just always like, come give me a hug. I love you. I miss you. She just has that warm and welcoming like persona every time. Every time. She lets him do whatever he wants to do within reason, because it's funny how he will listen to her. Things that I say, no, you can't do that. If she tells him, he will listen to her. I'm like, this boy don't listen to me, but he listens to her. But I think, again, she also lets him be who he is, talk nonstop. She asks him questions. She's just interested. You know, and even like for Halloween, it was funny how, because we went over to my sister's house and then we walked around like 2 houses and then he was done. Well, I left him there with my sister and I was like, you gonna be okay? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Like, because he loves just being with my sister, because she will let him do whatever he wants, you know?
Yeah.
And he feels safe. Like, I was like, you're okay if I leave? Bye. He's like, and like, I'm such a protective mom. Like, even though I know he's with my sister and he's fine, I call. I'm like, well, me and like Logan were trick-or-treating, my oldest were trick-or-treating. And I'm like, is he fine? I call my sister and she's like, he's fine. He don't even miss you. And I'm like, okay, I won't call again to check on him. She's like, he's fine. He's living his best life, eating some candy, watching TV. Like,
he's good.
Yeah, he's okay.
Relax, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing, like, because of it's tricky with him, not just anyone can take care of him.
Yeah.
And he has you got to do this for him because he's on such a routine, and that's how his behavior is better when you have him on a routine. So I just can't have just anyone take care of him.
Does she know the routine? Enough to like...
She knows it enough, but again, he will listen to her. And I think he listens to her because she talks to him and not at him.
Oh, okay.
And he appreciates that, even as a 6-year-old.
Because he's an adult, actually.
He doesn't like to be told what to do. The way she talks to him is very suggestive, like, oh, don't we want to go and do this? I do. Like, she is, and I think also it's because her son, when he was diagnosed, he was a lot older.
Mhm.
And she knew even with him, she had to talk to him differently. So she knows that she has to talk to him differently.
Mhm.
And she knows that, like, go do this, go, that's not going to work. And she knows the shifting in like how you talk to a child that's on the spectrum is going to be different because she's already gone through it. Even now with her son that's older, that's on the spectrum, she still has to talk to him differently than her daughters.
When did she find out?
I want to say he was like in middle school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. She always kind of knew, but it wasn't.
There was not a lot of research then. Like, how old is he now?
He's 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This like almost a decade ago.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, he was like, he's definitely a 3 because even when he was little, like he could talk, he could do all the things. Like, so he's just a little bit on the spectrum. And so like he has to be communicated with differently. And so she started to learn and understand that as he got older. And so things could get better. Even what she fed him like made a difference on his behavior. Yeah. Cause she, for a while, when my youngest had like really, really bad like meltdowns, she said you might want to try different foods because that's what she tried with her son. And it made a world of difference.
Like, what was the transition?
Just a little bit cleaner food and know what food makes him react bad. And unfortunately, and I think it's starting to come to light now more, but a lot of the like foods that have the dyes and stuff in them.
Really?
Like she just had to go away from a lot of that stuff and give him just cleaner stuff. You know, there was times where she was just going to give him whatever. He's a kid at the end of the day. He's in school. He's playing with his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she noticed the more she tightened up his diet, the more she cleaned it up, what she can control at home, she noticed lesser and lesser like meltdowns that he had.
Interesting. Stick around. Part 2 drops in the next episode. You don't want to miss it.